All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by my good friend John Lott, president of the Crime Prevention Research Center, author of, among other books, More Guns, Less Crime. And I'll just tell you that Anthony Weiner, more tweets, more texts, more pictures have come out, these dating back to last year, reportedly, August of last year, a year after he resigned from Congress. Reportedly, according to this, he was trying to set up a girl in an apartment in Chicago. I told you this little weasel would have more things coming out. We'll get to that later. John, how are you, sir?
Doing great. Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you. All right. Stand your ground. This case was not about stand your ground. This is another urban myth, along with that Trayvon had iced tea, and along with George Zimmerman was told to stay in the car. It was about stand your ground. All lies. But let's talk about stand your ground laws. We heard John McCain yesterday who said we need to investigate. You don't need to investigate nothing. Investigate yourself in the mirror, because these are state laws. These are state laws. I'm so tired of him. These are state laws. And in fact, in Florida, these laws have helped black people disproportionately to their percentage of the population, correct?
Oh, definitely. About a third of the cases in Florida involving stand your ground involve blacks. They make about 16% of the population, so it's like twice their rate. And blacks are more likely to be successful in making claims using stand your ground than any other racial group on top of it. So, they benefit in many ways. Look, blacks who live in high-crime urban areas are the people most likely to be victims of violent crime in the United States. And it'd be great if the police were able to protect them all the time, but they can't. And the question is, what should they do? And it turns out that having a gun, owning a gun, being able to carry a concealed handgun benefits blacks more than other groups simply because they're more likely to be victims of violent crime. And stand your ground is just one example of something that makes it easier for people to be able to go and defend themselves, and for that reason also blacks benefit more than other groups do.
Right, and I would imagine that something like this is also something that women feel safer with as well. I mean, anybody who is more likely to become a target of crime would benefit from stand your ground, correct?
Right. Well, women and the elderly, people who are relatively weaker physically, benefit more from having a gun, but that's one group. And the other group are basically poor blacks who live in high-crime urban areas. And, the Democrats often claim that they care about helping poor people, but what do they support? They support taxes and fees on people being able to go and own guns. Who do they think gets priced out of being able to own guns when they do things like that, or when they go and they want to try to restrict these types of laws? Who do they think is going to be the one who's bearing the brunt of making it more difficult, more costly for people to defend themselves?
It drives me as crazy as it drives you, but you have to face the likes of Pierce Morgan and the others who distort the facts, lie, won't let you talk, mock you when you tell the truth. Do you think that Eric Holder himself talked about reviewing stand your ground laws as if the Justice Department has some kind of standing with individual states in stand your ground laws. Do you think that this fiction that stand your ground was used here by George Zimmerman to slaughter Trayvon Martin, that it'll gain any traction and make any headway in any particular state that you could think of?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, these laws have passed with overwhelming majorities. Bipartisan majorities. I mean, even Illinois, when they passed the Stand Your Ground law, they passed it when Barack Obama was a state senator. He supported the law.
I'm glad you reminded me. Yeah, I'm glad you reminded me of that, because so here it is. John Fund, who we're having on tomorrow, our friend John Fund wrote this at National Review Online, and Barack Obama actually co-sponsored legislation in 2004, SB 2386, which broadened the state of Illinois' stand your ground law by, quote, shielding the person who was attacked from being sued in civil court by perpetrators or their estates when a stand your ground defense is used in protecting his or her person, dwelling, or other property. So Obama, and the media never tells you that, or says, well, didn't he introduce legislation to toughen up stand your ground laws? Nope, they'll just, make believe he's against it now, and always has been. So you're right. Senator Obama, just a few short years ago, wanted to make them tougher, and now now it's a terrible law.
Right. Well, it's not just Obama. You look at Florida; it passed virtually unanimously in both the state house and the state senate. In Pennsylvania, many other states virtually passed unanimously with large Democratic support. And so this notion that somehow the NRA or some type of business interest forced these laws
right. No,
through
another urban myth, John. Hey, John, we appreciate your time. Up against the hard break, John Lott, president.